With the recent OTA changes, many of you guys are probably looking for a Ronan deck to shine on the ladder. Well, you came to the right spot because we've been doing some tests, and I think I got a pretty good one for us. Let's go ahead and get into it. So Ronan is a very interesting card in the game, and it's always been challenged by its relationship with Devil Dinosaur. Both of them being the same value if the hand is full, but obviously Devil Dinosaur you can control a little bit more than you can Ronan, because Ronan depends on what your opponent does with their hand, while Devil Dinosaur depends on what you do with your hand. And so Ronan has always fallen short in relationship to Devil Dinosaur, and so I'm happy to see Ronan get a little bit of a buff here, as well as Maximus, who is a card that has always fit within Ronan decks, but now with it being a 2/6, you're going to be able to throw it in there a little bit easier, and it's going to give you really, really good value, not only in the fact that it's a 2/6, which is an incredible stat line, but also in the fact that it's going to give you those 2 extra cards potentially on that final turn in your opponent's hand. Now, when it comes to Ronan decks, in my opinion, there's going to be a couple of staples that you're going to want to have in almost all of them. Master Molt is going to be one of those, because Master Molt, sending those Sentinels into your opponent's hand, if they play them, going directly back into their hand, almost guaranteeing at least 2 cards to be in your opponent's hand. Obviously, if there's a Cosmo down or a location where on reveal doesn't happen, your opponent can play those there and they won't go back into their hand. But still, Master Mold is pretty much in 100% of these Ronan decks. The next card I would say has to be in your Ronan deck is going to be that Maximus. Like I just said, that 2/6 raw power in its own right, and also sending 2 cards into your opponent's hand is going to be really, really good. Now, there is something that you need to pay attention to, because as of late, obviously, we have been seeing a lot of those Thanos blob decks, and the thing with blob is that it empties out your opponent's deck. So, if you do end up playing your Maximus on final turn, there are going to be no cards for your opponent to draw, therefore you won't be able to buff that Ronan. Now, Maximus can be played as a little bit of a counter to Blob, though, because if you think about it, if you play that Maximus on a turn that your opponent cannot play Blob, and you think that they have Blob in their deck or in their hand, then you could potentially draw into their hand a Thanos and maybe another big card, therefore making that Blob a little bit smaller to where your Ronan can actually probably compete with it. So you got to keep that in mind. You got to try and figure out what your opponent is playing. If they're playing a discard deck with Hela that seems like they have Blob or anything like that, you're going to want to play your Maximus a little bit earlier. Next, I would say Mystique is actually a pretty important card for most Ronan decks, being able to copy that ability for you. Now, obviously, it will be 5 power less, so you do have to keep that in mind as you play it on that final turn. But if you were able to play Ronan on turn 5, then on turn 6, you could always play Mystique and then Maximus in a 1-drop, or you could play Mystique, Master Mold in a 1-drop, something along those lines that could end up helping you out. But the fact that that Mystique only costing you 3, but still giving you the power that Ronan has besides that 5 is going to be pretty solid. So if you've got Mystique and you've got Ronan, you definitely want to partner them up in your deck. Next, I would say you're going to want either a Cosmo or an Armor, and here's the reason why. Cosmo obviously protects your Ronan from things like rogues, from Shang-Chi's, from enchantresses, all of that kind of stuff. So being able to play Cosmo even early, knowing that you're going to play your Ronan on that location in the future, is going to be really, really good. That's going to give you a little bit of a safety net and allow you to play that Mystique on a different location, final turn, or something along those lines. Same with Armor, but obviously Armor does not protect against Rogue or Enchantress. With Rogue, it does give them a little bit less of a chance to tag your Ronan, because they could end up tagging the Armor and just stealing that ability, which wouldn't really do anything. But Enchantress would shut down both of them. So for me, in the deck that I'm playing, Cosmo is going to be the way to go, not only as a defensive movement for you, but also as a offensive one. If you're going up against somebody who's playing Wong or anything like that, being able to throw that Cosmo down and protect you is going to be pretty solid. Next, surprisingly enough, Crystal is going to be a pretty solid card in almost all of the Ronan decks, because not only does it allow you to draw into your cards, say you haven't drawn into Ronan yet, or you haven't drawn into that Mystique, well, Crystal could help you do that, as well as filling up their hand. So it could be something that you play final turn. If you end up playing Mystique Crystal, obviously only going to give you 2 extra power there playing that Crystal on that final turn. But if you play it earlier, yeah, you are kind of helping out your opponent by giving them card draw, which is the most important thing in the game. But if you feel solid enough about your deck and your hand, then that Crystal is going to help you as well. So things could end up being even there. So Crystal is definitely one that I would say could help you out not only on final turn, but even earlier if you haven't drawn into exactly what you're looking for. Next, we've got Black Widow in this deck as well, and you can kind of look at this from 2 different angles. Black Widow is going to go into your opponent's hand, stopping them from drawing, which in a sense is kind of weird because you want them to draw so that they have as many cards in their hand as possible. But if you're able to play Master Mold and then Black Widow, well, then they're going to be in a little bit of trouble because they're not going to be able to draw their cards, and they're going to have to play the cards that you put into their hand. And so I think for the most part, Black Widow is going to be pretty solid, even with the recent change to a 3/3. If you're able to get Master Mold and then Black Widow, then that's going to be pretty solid because it's going to prevent them from drawing things into their hand. The deck that I'm going to be using today is made up of Nebula, Master Mold, Maximus, Mystique, Rogue, Black Widow, Cosmo, Crystal, Beast, Enchantress, Miss Marvel, and Ronan. Now, if you don't have any of these cards, don't worry. I've got a little bit of a replacement list set up for you guys so you can kind of think through the process. First of all, Baron. Baron is going to be one of those cards that I have actually liked for a long time, but haven't played too much. I would typically play it inside of like Sarah decks and stuff like that, because the thing with Baron is Baron can either be really, really good, or it can help your opponent by cycling out a card that is maybe a filler card in their deck that they don't necessarily want, and therefore allowing them to draw something that they do need. But if you think about it, if you're going up against somebody who's playing Cerebro, and you play Baron, and their Cerebro now costs 6, that's freaking brutal. If you're going up against somebody who, say, has a combo card, like let's say that you're going up against a Wong deck and they want to be able to play that Mystique. If your Baron hits Mystique, well, now they're shut down and they're not going to be able to do that combo. So Baron is another card that you can throw in here with the potential of making them hold on to, like let's say that they had a 1-drop. Say they only had one 1-drop in their card, which obviously they'd be able to play on any turn. If you're able to turn that 1-drop into a 6-cost card, now that is going to be stuck in their hand. There's no way that they play that on any other turn. So that is guaranteed to pretty much stay in their hand, allowing your Ronan to be stronger. Next, a card that you can always have right now because it's just strong and it can help you, especially against Blob and Hella decks, and even for those of you who aren't in Infinite, if you're seeing a lot of the She-Hulk and Infinite decks, Shang-Chi, always a good card to throw into any of these decks. It's going to help you out. It's going to give you a lot of potential to defend and all that kind of stuff, especially if you're able to play Ronan on 5, and then you can play Shang-Chi and, say, Master Mold on turn 6 or something like that. Another one of the cards, especially right now, that you can use with Blob and with some of the Loki decks and Werewolf decks that are going around is Shadow King. Shadow King being only a 2-cost card, in my opinion, I feel like it could probably be moved back up to a 3-cost with how strong it's been. But it is another great card to just throw in. It can protect you against nebulas, against sunspots, against any sort of thing that gains health. If you're seeing any bishop or anything like that, Shadow King, very, very easy card to do work against. If you think about destroy decks, people playing Deadpool or Venom or Carnage, any of those you can play Shadow King on, and you can get rid of all of that power and all of that work they did in just a matter of seconds. You could also throw Sarah into the deck, which I think is very, very interesting, because Sarah on turn 5 can give you some pretty cool final turn plays. If you think about it, Sarah on turn 5 turns Ronan into a 4-cost on turn 6, and it turns your Mystique into a 2-cost. So you could play Ronan Mystique final turn. If you were able to play, you could also, if you had Sarah down on 5, you could play Ronan on turn 6, as well as Maximus and Master Mold. So there's lots of different options there, and if you want to go down that route, you can even shift up some more things on your own and figure out what you think would fit by throwing Sarah in here, giving you some opportunities to build up some pretty cool stuff along the way. You could throw in like a Goose and a Mojo and all that kind of stuff, and then just have one big power push final turn with Ronan Mystique, anything like that, catch some people off guard. Ultimately, though, we have some fun with this deck. I enjoy it. Hope that you guys will as well. Let's go ahead and get into the live games. Okay, not the best. Not the best start for us here. I actually wouldn't mind picking it up. I think I might do that. We'll pick this up, and if we draw into our Rogue, if they're playing Destroy, they could just be playing like a Sarah deck or a Silver Surfer deck or something like that. What are you gonna pull? Pull down Ronan. Oh, that sucks. Literally, that was the one card that I said I wanted to pull out. Okay, so they are playing Silver Surfer. Oh, wow. Sick. Super sick Miss Marvel for you there, big dog. We'll go in with our Miss Marvel right here. I'm a little bit worried about them having a Rogue as well. Oh. Well, shouldn't matter too much, because we're going to be able to get a lot of power down right here. Actually. A lot of power down. Because we'll be able to kill Mystique, Maximus, Nebula, and Mold. 3, 4, 5. Which is going to let us win this very easily. So, I think that snap was a good idea. And they'll still be winning, so our Nebula is not going to get tagged. They're trying to do the math here. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. They're going to be able to get up to 32. I'm winning? What? Wow. Okay, so, well, I mean, we have a Nova too, so that's always fun. 1. So this is a 3. This is a 2. This is a 1 that's probably going to go away. And then this is a 2. Oh yeah. There's a Killmonger that helps us out as well. I'm guessing this is going to be the Surfer. Even without us getting lucky on X-Mansion and getting that, I mean, they got Miss Marvel. Obviously, they have 3s here, but that was sick. Let's go. Look at that. Ronan popping off, baby. All right. Let's see. Oh, TVA is going to be very interesting. Kind of hate it. Cuz I don't know if I want to give them Master Molds, or give them Sentinels for free, cuz that kind of just opens the door here. Actually, I just need to stack this, I think. And maybe we draw into Nebula or something. Oh, magic. Okay. Hello there. We can pester them a little bit with this. Just redoing that. Just hope we draw on a Ronan to make it worth it. Zabu. Okay. I can go ahead and Enchantress this. And we can come back with more of this. I think I'll snap here. All we really need is Ronan. Gotta be careful just in case we draw in a Miss Marvel. I don't want to overlap cards here. So we have a 3 and a 2 right now. Yeah, that's good for them. Haven't played any of their 4s though, so that's be a fun one. Dang. All right, so no Ronan for us, which obviously is no fun. Block this over here. Say Ronan wins this for us. Pretty much all that will win it for us. Starkhawk. Ooh, Iron Man. Okay, interesting.
Iron Man.
So it's a 14. We can add 6 over here. They can't mess with Nebula. Okay, so... Oh, that sucks. That sucks. Wait a second. They're going to play Miss Marvel right here. You can almost guarantee it. If I add 5 over here, so 5, 6, 7. I can add 7 over here. I think we do this. We're going to add 5, 6, 7. So obviously they would win otherwise. Oh, tell me they play Miss Marvel. Oh, okay. It's going to be interesting.
Iron Man.
Nice, we steal that. What is this going to be? Oh, sick. Okay, I think we win. Marvel coming in, then the secret rogue going yoink.
I am
taking the dub. Let's go. Okay, I'll throw Nebula down over here. That's not gonna be too fun. We can go... I think I might go rogue first, honestly. Nah, I'm bummed that I didn't go rogue on top of this. Okay, though. Enchantress would be ideal at this point. I almost want to go Miss Marvel. My end of things. Okay. Yeah, because they're going to be hoping that this runs into the middle, which it will right there. But we have ours as well. And we can go... Ooh, nice. Well, okay. So it looked like it was going to be nice. I think we might need to do this and maybe this. fill ours in, then whatever happens over here is... Oh, wow, okay. A bit unexpected. Oh, they're just going to go Dr. Doom, of course. Hopefully their storm gets pulled in here. That would be ideal. And yes, not their Jeff. Nice. So now they send the 5 over there. It's not going to win for them. And they also can't play in the middle, so we get the plus... we get the +2. So we win the middle with the +2 from Nebula. They could win over here by moving Jeff and playing Dr. Doom. Let's see what happens. Well, how many cards they have in their hand? 6? Okay. I think I'm actually going to snap because they can't leave. And I don't believe that they can win this. Because we get 2 more in the middle. Okay. Nice. Oh, man. Stuck him for 8. Let's go, dude. Victory. Come on. Give me the cubes. All right. Nothing to do here. They've got their Nebula already. Guessing this is Thanos again. No, it's not. Okay. We'll go Mold. Ah, okay. So our Rogue should actually come in handy this go around, which will make me happy. Go Beast. That's hilarious. That's actually really funny. We'll go here and here. That's super funny. Oh, that sucks. How the heck did they get to play that so soon? Or so quick? Okay. Well, next turn, I can play Miss Marvel right here. And I can play Maximus over here. And I think that'll win. They do the same thing. Nice. Let's go, dude. All right, good starting hand here. I like this little glow, this little blur that's coming off of Ronan. It looks pretty cool. We can go Master Mold right here. Nice, this will give us some energy. That's good. That also means we can just do this. I'll probably Cosmo in the middle just to protect the master or the monster. Now I kind of want to wait, if I'm honest, see if I can potentially block a Hela. That would have been nice. What are you playing over there, huh? What are you playing over here? Okay. Feels like that's looks like a super interesting play to me. I only discarded one thing. This right here will be enough to win, I think. Depends on what they do. Okay, maybe not. Yeah, sick. Wow. That was close. Holy cow. What the heck is a Shuri doing in that deck? That's so weird. All right, y'all, that's going to be it for Ronan. Let me know how you guys feel about Ronan, if you're using him or not. Definitely not a top-tier deck at this point with Thanos Blob still just running away with things, but definitely fun to play.